we doing? Fantastic.
TJ, how's that shin feeling that kept you out yesterday?
It's all good. I mean, we were running around today, checking out how it feels. Felt pretty solid today. So, doing my routes, doing everything. It was just I hit somebody on their knee with my shin, so it was a little bone bruise kind of action. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it, so we'll be all right.
How important do you think it was for JJ against Washington to have the first drive? It seemed like from the first drive he hit you, kind of a throw in time, and then Josh with the touchdown. Just seemed like that got him into a rhythm early.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously Jug made a good return, put us in good field position, and then, we were rolling from there. We came out with a bunch of different personnels. We had 13, we had 12, we had 11, and then that touchdown we scored was 13 too. So we were just kind of mixing everything, getting JJ in a rhythm, and ball out timing stuff, that routes on air kind of action, and was able to get him into a little bit of a rhythm early in the game, and I think that's huge. It kind of gets everybody in a rhythm at the beginning of the game, being able to go down and score a touchdown. So I think that's what we need to. That's our goal every single week, is to, start fast. That's one of our emphasis every single team meeting is starting fast, and we were able to do that.
I know it's hard to play a game of what ifs, but it's the first time the offensive line was there for a full game. You guys are all healthy. JJ is kind of getting his feet under him at quarterback. Do you sometimes, when you go home, say, what if we had this that whole year, what we could have done?
You try not to play that game, especially in the middle of the year. Maybe at the end of the year we'll look at that, but we gotta roll with the guys that we've had out there. We have out there every single week. We trust in every single guy on this team, and everybody that dresses in purple. So, you don't want to play that game with yourself, especially in the season. And we've got a lot of really, really good players in this locker room and on this team, and we trust every single person that steps in between these white lines to be able to do their job and do it at a high level.
Dallas's defense, what are you focused on in terms of the challenges?
Yeah, obviously they have a really good front. They've got a good secondary, but their down linemen are really good. So, it's going to be a challenge for us, but we're excited. I mean, Eberflus was in Chicago for a few years, so kind of know that tree pretty good, and they played against us too, so they know us pretty well. So it's going to be a challenge on offense, but again, it's exciting to be able to play this game and go in between the white lines and do your thing. So we're excited for the challenge. We're excited for another opportunity to go play, and we're just trying to stack these wins and continue to move this thing forward.
Kind of trendy to defer when you win the toss to get the ball in the second half. What was it like just to get the ball first as an offense, and what's that strategy?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done it a couple times, and so I think it's fun to be able to go out there and start fast as an offense and really get in the rhythm of things and go hit somebody for the first time, and really get your legs warmed up, get everything kind of rolling, a little bit, rather than sitting on the bench for the first time. So, that was fun. I don't know that we'll do it every time. I don't know that, I don't know the statistics or anything behind all that, but it was fun to be able to go out there as an offense and then obviously be able to score in the first one, and then we get a stop and then we go 98 yards, and we were kind of just in a rhythm. So, I think that's good. We always like having the ball, right?
Along those lines, TJ, did it feel to be able to build such a big lead so quickly? Did it feel different just as you're out there running plays? Like, is that kind of palpable when you're?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're moving the ball, you obviously get more plays, and so we were able to. I think that was probably the most amount of plays we've had on offense for a while. So when you're just playing the game of football, it's not everything is under a microscope where it could have been this one, it could have been this one. when you have extra plays or you have that time of possession, it really helps. So I think those are things that we have to continue to do as an offense, is just holding the possession and continuing drives, converting on third downs, those things, and not putting us in a third and unmanageable, and just keeping us in third and whatever short, third and medium, and we can move the sticks. And I think those things are huge, and it's good for our defense too, because they're not continually out there and then getting to stop, and then we go out there and maybe it's short or whatever, and we're just able to give them a little bit of a break, which is huge. And I think that's just the goal, is continuing to hold that time of possession.
Do you guys realize when you've had the ball more than 10 minutes?
When you do an 18 or 19 play drive, you realize you've been out there for a while. But yeah, I mean, you usually have somewhat of an idea. I mean, whether or not you've been sitting on the sideline for a while, or if you've been playing a lot. I don't necessarily look at that until after the game, but you can kind of get that feel. And once we get our first down, it's hard to stop us. So that's just really our goal, is just to get the first one and continue to roll as an offense. So those are goals moving forward. Just continuing to hold on to the ball, and be able to be efficient in our offense.
Why do you think getting the first down is that impactful?
Well, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of reasons. Obviously, it gives you a new set of downs where you get, instead of 3 plays, you get 6. And that just, it gives you more opportunity to have more plays, which can, is more yards, which is more points. I think those are just kind of easy things to look at. Is you get your first down, especially if we're starting on the 35 nowadays. You're kind of in field goal range if you've got something like that. And if you got the kicker we have, so I think those are obviously just big things that you got to look at as an offense, is getting that first one, trying to put us in field goal range, and then moving on, because usually when you get a first down, it's not always 1 yard, and then it's you're on the 45 or whatever, 46 for that first. It's sometimes you're on the 50, and now you're in field goal range with the kicker we have, and those are just big things, and point scoring opportunities.
TJ, kind of a random one. I was talking to Aaron Jones yesterday about fantasy football and the negativity it kind of brings to players. Is that something you've experienced, and how have you kind of navigated that throughout your career?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get on social media very often. I've got somebody that kind of helps me with that a little bit, but those things, they come with the job. I mean, that is what it is. It's brought a lot of light to our sport. It's brought a lot of fans to our sport. So it's hard to say that it's a negative thing, because it's really not. We have more eyes on us than ever before, and we have the best fans in the world here in Minnesota. But sometimes it can get a little out of hand with some of the things that they say to us. But at the end of the day, we're humans, and some people, they don't look at us like that, which is what it is. We are, at the end of the day, we are entertainers, and we have a job to do, and that those are, yeah, I think it's a good thing overall, but sometimes it's just what comes with the territory.
You ever played?
I've never played. I can honestly say I've never played. I don't know how it works. I know when I don't have a good game, I'm usually told, but I'm not 100% sure how it works. I know a touchdown's good, so yeah, for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, TJ.